Hi, I'm Annika Sorenstam, and I'm here at my academy. I have a tip for you to help you avoid scooping and chipping. Because when you scoop, you will not hit the ball consistently, which means you will lose the distance and certainly the feel. Here I have an 8 iron, and I'm going to do what I call a chip and run, keep it low, and I'm going to make sure that the weight is on my left side, ball position further back, and stand a little closer, make you feel a little bit more like you have control, but also helps you take the club straight back and forward.
On the left is your setup before we started making adjustments in your chipping technique. On the right is Annika Sorenstam, who is considered one of the best female players of all time. One of the first changes I made was to get your feet a little closer together, which makes it easier to put more weight on your left side. I've drawn a blue arrow up from the outside of your left ankle, and you can see with Annika how her left shoulder is on the other side of that blue arrow, and you're leaning backwards toward your back foot, having more weight on your right foot than your left. I've drawn a red arrow where the ball position is, and a blue arrow showing where the hands are. And you can see that your ball position is closer to your left foot than your right foot. Annika plays the ball closer to her back foot. That allows Annika's hands to be in front of the golf ball. The blue arrow indicates the position of the hands. Your hands are behind the ball, which would promote an upward swing. Annika's position promotes a downward swing into the chip shot. I've drawn a red arrow along the shaft of the club, and you can see for Annika the shaft is leaning towards the target, and you have your shaft vertical with no lean at all. The blue arrow indicates the direction of the hit, what we call the attack angle. Her shaft leaning forward promotes a downward hit into the golf ball. Your shaft leaning backward would promote an upward swing. And so you would reach your lowest point in your swing behind the golf ball, and you would be then hitting up. And that would have a tendency to create thin shots where you blade the ball low across the green, or you hit way behind the golf ball with your chip shot and the ball only goes 3 or 4 feet. So the setup is the most important part of chipping. You've got to get the geometry correct in order to hit down on the golf ball.
Forward. And when you do this, you create a Y with the club, the hands, and the shoulders, as you can see, like this. And really the good key for good chipping is to keep that Y consistent through the shot. I'm just going to hit it like this so you can see a few times. If you start scooping, you're going to hit it thin or you're going to hit it fat.
I've drawn the letter Y on both of your forearms and the shaft of the club. And let's watch Annika do the little chip swing, and notice how she keeps her Y intact. She just swung her forearms and her shaft as one connected piece. She didn't hinge and flip her wrist at the golf ball. Her hands finish well to the left side of her body. She didn't stop her hands at the middle of her body at impact and just flip the club head. Let's look at your swing. You'll have a tendency, as soon as you make contact for that left hand, the white glove, to just kind of freeze and not continue swinging. So you've kind of lost that Y a little bit. It's kind of broken up through the wrist. You've hinged the back of your left hand and flipped the club head under your right hand. I'm wanting you to swing the entire club forward, getting your hands past your left side. Now let's look at other pros demonstrating these same fundamentals. Feet close together, swinging the entire club forward. Tiger Woods, leaning forward, feet close together, swinging the entire club forward. Again, Tiger Woods. Jordan Spieth, top rookie of the year. Luke Donald, feet close together, swinging the entire club past his body. Connected swing. Roy McIlroy, feet close together, swinging the entire club forward.
Look at that look at that ball roll away. Nice soft feel. That's classic. Good form. You're learning the form. Even when you don't hit it perfect, because you're in control of this club speed, it's not going to go crazy over the green. Oh, do you feel that pop up in the air?
Yeah.
Very nice. More. I need you to really exaggerate the level. Get your feet closer together. I want your left shoulder leaning heavily into that wall and stay on that wall. Let's learn simple before we learn complex. Yeah. I want some practice swing where you're heavy, and I want to hear a little bump of the ground. There you go. Nice little crisp swish. Okay. A little bit heavier brush though. Oh, that's the sound I like. Let's do that with the. That's the sound. So it's a deeper sound than just the tops of the blades of grass. Oh, very nice.
On the left was your setup before we started making adjustments, and on the right is your new setup. You can see a big difference here. Your feet are a little closer together. You can see that the shaft is leaning towards the target because your hands are in front of the golf ball, and the golf ball has moved back towards your back foot instead of in closer to your left foot. You've got a nice straight line with your left arm and shaft. That promotes a downward hit so that you're not hitting up on the golf ball. We've got to try to hit down. It's not severely down, especially when the ball is sitting into this lower cut grass. You want to have a little gentle bump of the ground. And so that's a great setup, and it's one of the reasons you started hitting the ball and chipping the ball a little bit more up in the air, because you were getting the face of the club under the golf ball.
That was a sweet spot. Hinge and chop. Oh, look at that. That's a golf shot.
Yeah, that feels good. I like that.
Hinge and chop.
This is your pitching swing where we added the wrist hinge, and we're hitting from a little bit deeper grass with a more lofted club.
Oh, very good. Very good, Vicki. Hinge and chop. Oh, man, that's just really good. You're picking this up very quickly. Having a lot of happy accidents. Might want to choke down maybe fraction. There you go. Good. Oh, yeah. You play that 64 fine.